of the day, counting it on the way. All of my blessings knocking on the door today. Toys and it's all the same, dreaming reality.
Thank you for dropping in for your dose of crazy happiness and a quick hit of positivity. Welcome to episode 113. I'm your host, Tanya Vetter of TanyaVetter.com. Today's episode is being brought to you by Women Empowerment Training Institute, empowering women and youth through engagement and exposure. Check out all of the great work that they are doing in the community and abroad by donating and going to thewitty.org. Check them out. The work that they do throughout the entire year, providing scholarships for those who are graduating high school and headed to college. Check them out and become a part of this love and giving movement by donating at thewitty.org. Well, hello guys. Welcome to today's episode. I am absolutely ecstatic and excited about today's episode and topic. You know, today's episode is actually kind of a surprise one. It's one that I stumbled upon, or should I say I jogged upon. Yeah, I was jogging along the bayou, one of my favorite places along in the area I'm in to jog. And I was fumbling through my playlist, and believe it or not, I stumbled upon a motivational clip about the power of vulnerability on a playlist that I guess I hadn't heard in a while. And honestly, I've never heard of Eddie Pinero, but this is such a powerful message. I think I played it about 4 times back to back, guys. This is one you don't want to miss. So write it down. Episode 113 is one you don't want to miss. I don't even want to hold you long. I want to dive right into it. Let's check them out.
If you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, you forfeit your greatness. If you don't risk failure, you have no shot at being the one who makes a statement. If you don't risk them laughing at you, you have no shot at them clapping for you. If you don't risk trading today for a future outcome that's uncertain, you'll never know the fortune that future held. Yeah, being vulnerable, it's difficult. It's hard, it hurts, but it has to. It's the ocean that separates what you have from what you want. The mountain that stands between who you are and who you want to be. And being vulnerable, it means you stop looking at what can go wrong and you start thinking about what can go right. Because every question's a double-edged sword. Right? Do you release that song? Because it could flop, but it will also kickstart your dream. Do you make that first trip to the gym? Because you'll probably look like you have no clue what you're doing, but it could also lead you to feeling better about yourself than you ever have before. Do you apply for that promotion? Because you could be let down, but it could also lead to a career transformation. Do you see the dynamic here? Every major decision comes with risk, and that's why people avoid making them. Standing out, taking the road less traveled, they shake our deeply rooted desire to fit in, right at the foundation. They conflict like fire and water. See, so much of our stress comes from a need to belong, to preserve a reputation, to be cool. You want a fun experiment? Watch how fast being cool turns into mediocrity. It's doing the things that are not cool over and over again that constitute greatness. The ones who are different, bold, out there, they change things. The ones who are okay being called irrational, okay being laughed at, okay with failing and not getting it the first time around. If you do not let yourself be vulnerable, you never experience failure on a significant level. You don't fail, you don't learn. You don't learn, you don't grow. And if that's the case, forget about the top of the mountain. Safety, comfort, a flawless reputation gets you a nice seat at the bottom looking up at greatness. at those who saw the opportunity and were willing to take a chance. So while you climb, keep your eyes on that big picture. Remember that we outgrow our worries. Through each stage of our lives, we look back and we realize that our previous priorities were misaligned. We worried about things that didn't matter, allowed our decisions to be guided by variables that were irrelevant. And that's the beauty of risk. It escalates this realization, pushes us further and further past the little things that mean less and less with each step taken. Your mistakes will not matter. Criticism from strangers will not matter. What will matter is whether you took control and did something meaningful with your life, whether you followed your heart and your instinct. And I know it's hard, I know it's uncomfortable. I can't sit here and guarantee the path will be paved out in gold, everything will go how you want, but I can promise this: you will learn, you will adapt, and move forward. I can promise that the critics and the naysayers get smaller and smaller until they fade out of the picture altogether. And most importantly, I can promise that if you don't do anything, you will not go anywhere, and that is the only way to fail. So trust yourself. Trust the process. Believe that you are extraordinary, and go make your magic.
Well, there you have it, guys. I told you that is a replayer. Yeah, that is a replayer. You know, vulnerability has gotten a bad rap for so many, since the beginning of time. I mean, and actually that's a word you don't hear. I'm just starting to hear discussions about the power of vulnerability. And I think we have been taught to believe just in society that being vulnerable is a sense of weakness. But you know, he spoke a powerful message about trying to fit in. It takes courage and guts to be the only one standing out and saying, you know what, I think this route will work for me differently. And you know what, it's going to be uncomfortable and it may be unpopular, you know, and it may feel like it's not the most powerful stance at the time, right? But it is, because when you're standing in your truth and you're just being who you authentically are. And I love this idea of authentic power because it requires you to be vulnerable. Why am I saying that? Because everybody can't go where you're going. You know, it makes me think of, you know, everybody can't go where you're going, kid. That's the truth. I have to say that to myself all the time, especially when I get in my victim mode and I start whining like wonk, 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 and start whining the poor me thing, you know, like I'm by myself. Yeah, everybody can't go where you're going. And it requires vulnerability to admit that part of your journey requires you to do it by yourself. And then some parts of your journey will, of course, require particular support. But this idea that everybody has to go and will go where we're going, it's not true. It's not true. But it takes vulnerability to be able to stand in your truth and understand that what you choose to do in life just may not make you the cool kid or make you the hip woman or the it chick or the hot guy or the famous person or whatever, right? But it may be what you were designed to be. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. It has definitely struck a chord with me. Play it as often as you need to. I would say that if you know someone you know will benefit from it and it will resonate with, please share it with them, because truly, this is what this message is for. It's not, I could care less if it gets 1 million hits. I don't care about how many people listen to this. What I care about is that the people who need to hear it, hear it. That's what I care about. And I care about that when people hear it, it reaches them. I care that your time is well spent, because I do understand that it's time that you can never get back. You guys know what I say. Check me out at TanyaVetter.com. Be light, be love, be you. See you next time.
Take it to the day, counting it on the way. All of my blessings knocking on the door today. Toys and it's all the same, dreaming reality.